Hey guys, we're gonna work on some rotation of our shin and our lower limb. So I'll back up just slightly. So external rotation, so I want your tibia to rotate in and out, and also working through this ankle. So this is really good for inversion sprains, to stretch the inside that gets jammed up when you sprain your ankle, as well as to work on some of this external rotation, which we need for a lot of different sports. You need external rotation with running, cycling, with sprinting, and with different kinds of exercises all the way out, right? So what I want you to do is you're going to grab your foot. There's two ways. You can either grab on the top or you can grab underneath. Depends on how lengthy your arms. I like to grab the top, and so I can get leverage. And what I do is then I use my body to pull up and out. When we set this up, generally about 90 degrees, the closer in you are, you'll feel it a bit in your hip, but it's actually a lot more work for your arms. So the further out where you're almost at the end range of your arm is a better spot. And some people might be more flexible, they need to go a little bit further, whatever it is. And so what I'm gonna do is then I'm going to come on the outside. So I grab that inner foot around that big toe and underneath, and then I'm gonna use this hand to push that knee a little bit, and then I'm levering. All I'm doing is pulling my arm and my foot this way and out. And it's really this external or rotation out where we get this stretch all through this whole chain here. We're gonna find that end range and we're gonna hold here for 2 minutes. So doing a Pails and Rails, all we want is we just want stretch on the tissue to start. So we just want stretch on all this tissue. I'm feeling it through on the inside here, up a little bit through here. If you pull that, then you'll get more of a knee focus depending on which one you're doing it for. We hold this for a full 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, we're gonna do 2 contractions. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna be trying to rotate your foot back this way. So I'm going to try and do that. I'm gonna resist and not allow it to happen. So I'm gonna stabilize, lock this arm in, and I'm gonna try and resist or push my foot inwards against my hand. I'm gonna ramp this up 20, 40, 60%, 80 to my greatest effort. So I'm driving everything I can in as hard as I possibly can. We hold this for 15 seconds. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right into our rails, or a second contraction, the shortening, regressive contraction. Foot is actively trying to go that way. My hand is gonna stay there and help it, but my foot should actively be reaching into the stretch, going further. So it should be like I'm trying to bring your foot towards the floor. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then to work on this, breathe and relax. You can then pull a little further and really get a nice stretch. So that second round is where you're gonna really open up some of the range, and it's always really good to do at least a couple sets to find that new range and get this nice stretch. And afterwards, always after Pails and Rails, we do some cars. So I'm gonna do a few ankle cars here, slowly coming all the way out, pulling that up. Because what we do when we do cars right after Pails and Rails is we're uploading that information to our brain of what range we just acquired and have access to, because our cars, our capsular work, which are cars, have direct representation in the brain. So you're then just speaking to your brain and saying, hey, pay attention, I just opened up new range, we now have access, we're gonna use it. It also mobilizes the joint, gets a little blood flow in, because when you do Pails and Rails and hold for a couple minutes, you will feel like that tissue's like a bit like lacking in some oxygen, okay? So that is a external rotation of the tibia and the ankle, working on external lower limb rotation. Enjoy.